Hello, how are you gorgeous, sexy people out there? So here I am again, as promised, and I'm going to talk about the second item on that list of relationship tips. And it's all about commitment and surrendering, and how that actually doesn't take away your freedom. So did those words, kind of commitment and surrendering, do they make you cringe a little and kind of go, scary? Well, interesting is that, huh? How that can happen. And I know for many of us, it doesn't happen that obviously. It is not that like big deal, but for many of us, it's kind of sort of a bit scary. And so why don't we look at those two words first of all? For the first one is commitment. And commitment really, really means that you both agree, both, assuming that there's two, but a commitment can be between more people. But if I just take the example of two people, between the two of you, you are going to agree to some kind of form. Hello, viewer. So commitment is about how you kind of agree to a sort of form, and you will also have some agreements, or some people will call them rules. But basically, you're going to set some boundaries, you're going to make some agreements of what it is that is important to you and what you like and all of that. And then thirdly, really, it is usually about some sort of rhythm, a regulatory thing, something that, you say, okay, we're going to be seeing each other on a regular basis or not. So that's really all commitment is. And the thing about it is something that you agree on together. So you discuss it, you say what is okay for me, what is okay for you, and somehow still that kind of freaks us out. And I think, well, you were there when you made the commitment, you were there when you agreed to this. But the thing of it is though, were you aware that you were doing that? Did you actually sit down and discuss it? And did you follow the rules and the regulations or the examples that you're just seeing from other people? Or are you actually thinking about what is important to you? So I think probably that's where a lot of people kind of freak out, because they just follow some example, or some standard that is set somewhere else outside of themselves. And when it comes down to you being you, it might be that, it doesn't fit you, it doesn't suit you, and then commitment can feel restraining. So go back to whoever this is, your partner, your friend, whoever you've committed to, and say, you know what, I want to renegotiate. Because that's one of the wonderful things about commitment. It's something that can be renegotiated. It's something that can be revisited. And I would actually really encourage you to do so on, well, not a regular basis, not like let's have a weekly meeting, but maybe every now and then say, you know what, honey, this doesn't feel right anymore, it doesn't sit right with me anymore, or I feel like we need to maybe add something or take away something which was very important at the beginning and now it seems to be kind of obsolete or whatever. So that's commitment. And then look at surrendering. Surrendering is this word that we kind of use in Tantra a lot, but a lot of people will kind of go, ooh, surrendering. So are you talking about BDSM and slapping each other all over the place? No, I'm talking about surrendering where you open yourself up to the other person. You're opening yourself up emotionally. You're allowing this spiritual connection to exist between the two of you. And yeah, okay. And it may or may not also involve a sexual opening up and availability, but you know what, that is not so necessarily part of surrendering or part of any relationship. But if it is, then I would say that is part of surrendering rather than commitment, because you're not going to make some rule and say, well, honey, we're going to be fucking at least 3 times a week, or if you are, totally up to you. But I would say then also have a little clause in there saying, if that's what we feel like doing. Anyway, so surrendering is much more of an emotional, spiritual thing that is still a choice you make. So commitment and surrendering, with these examples that I have given you, maybe you can feel already, you can feel and sense that those do not limit your freedom. Those do not take away your ability to choose for yourself what is right or what is not right for you. And so when we have our freedom to choose, when we have our voice that is still available for us, and when we can still say, so this is important or this isn't important to me, and this is what I choose to do or not, then there's no such thing as it taking away your freedom. I'm going to look at my notes here. Forgive me, because free will. I used the word free will in my notes. I knew that there was a word there that I thought this is really key, because a lot of us freedom. What does it mean? I mean free will. Your own desires, your personal rights to have, to own and choose your own life, to own your body, to do all of that, is not taken away because you are committing to a relationship. Surely this is not new to you. I hope not. Okay. So then, you'd make the choices. And now what does it take for you to make these choices? Well, actually it takes a little getting to know yourself. Because a lot of us are pleasers, and we really want to please the other, and we so long for that love or in that availability from the other person that we become pliant, and we become kind of flexible in what is and what isn't okay. And you know what? And this is where the trick is, where you need to be centered, and you need to be available to yourself and say, or do a check-in and say, is this okay for me? And is this really what I need and I desire? And so from that place is where you make these choices. From that place is where you surrender. It's from that place that you negotiate your commitment, or reestablish your commitment, make that choice again and again, because these things are things that you're going to have to do again and again. And like I said, commitment is something that you can renegotiate, but surrendering is something that you're probably going to have to choose quite a few times in your relationship to again open up to this person, because shit is going to happen. And when that shows up, one of our responses could be many, but one of them can be that you kind of shut down and you retreat for a little while and say, I need to take this in, and I need to kind of work with that for a little while, and I'm hurt and all of that. And when you work out the kinks of that relationship, or whatever that happened in that relationship and showed up, then it is a choice again to be opening up, to surrendering to this person, to surrendering not only to the person but to the relationship itself. Because I think I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again and again. A relationship is what happens between you and me, and what happens between the two of us. I lost my viewer, never mind, bye-bye. So, what happens between the two of us? And that thing that happens between the two of us is what the relationship really is. Okay. So I think I've said just about everything that I wanted to say, except this word freedom. I used the word freedom, and I haven't really looked at that, because a lot of us will immediately say, well, freedom means that it is actually contrary to commitment, because it usually means that you're not going to be able to connect, and it means that you're not wanting to be that dependent on and reliable and all that kind of stuff. And you know what? I think that is utter crap. That is miserable, shitty thinking. Because surely, even when you are in a relationship, when you are committed, when you are, in the routine, and you got your family and your kids and your work and all of that, that did not take away your freedom. Did you lose your will? Did you lose your free will? Did you lose your ability to choose? Because that's taking away your freedom. And I think in this time and age, we have so many examples in the world where freedom truly is lost. that we need to kind of buckle up and kind of have a reality check with ourselves when this is what we're believing. Because freedom is not, I want to have my own TV, and if I can't have that, or I need to have my own routine. You may actually say, I need my own space. So you choose not to live together, or you choose to have a room in the house that is your study or your reading room or whatever. But that's, again, coming back to the negotiation of the commitment. Okay. So, and then what I find a lot of people saying to me, well, when you're in an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship or whatever other forms of relationships than a monogamous one-on-one relationship, and I'm talking about what's generally termed as a romantic relationship. A lot of us say, well, there cannot be any commitment there because, well, if it's open, then you're all over the place and you're fucking everybody and you're just doing whatever you damn well please. So there's no commitment and no surrendering in that because you're not able to do that emotionally. And I say bollocks. Completely not true. I think in many relationships, especially in open and polyamorous relationships, the commitment is extra important, and also the agreement. So setting the boundaries and making sure that you check in regularly. And it's a great surrendering to release all these judgments and these ideas and these culturally defined concepts of the construct of a relationship, and then still, and free yourself from that, or maybe not free, but you'll get what I'm saying. And then surrendering to what is available between the two of you, and between the two of you, and between the two of you and all the different people, or between you and the whole group, because it can be all different forms and shapes. And so I just wanted to have that out there and say, please don't think that all of this is all about monogamous and different sex and heterosexual relationships. I think this holds true for just about anything, any kind of relationship. Alrighty, pitey. So because Friday night, I'm not going to keep you very long. I love you for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you, viewer, for who just came in and just left me. I'm going to be posting this so you can look at it at your leisure somewhere over the weekend, because I know you want to be hanging out, relaxing and chilling after a really long week. Maybe cuddle up to your partner. And I hope you have a loving, beautiful day, because today in Holland, at least, it's also a day of love. And I just said, you know what, let's be really mindful today of love. Because every day is a day of love, but today is a day to be really mindful of the love that you share with yourself, with the people in your life, and with your surroundings. I'm hearing the rain and I'm enjoying it, and I'm thinking, oh, water my garden. Thank you very much. Anyways, peace out. Love you all and see you again. Bye-bye.